I'm back again today with a card featuring the Magical Mermaid stamp set by Stampin' Up. And I am just so glad to be done with Christmas cards, just saying. And I'm also using the Ornate Frames dies from Stampin' Up. So I'll be using both of those together to create a underwater sea scene. So first I start out with taking the mermaid and just inking that up with some Memento Tuxedo Black ink and stamping it on my card. I am using Nina Solar White 110 pound cardstock, and these are the colors that I am using to color my mermaid's tail. But yes, I am so glad to be done with Christmas cards. I did say I was going to do another Christmas card video. It's probably not happening this year. I got super busy with festivities and then on top of running my business, so I just didn't really have the time. But I can show it to you guys next year. I'll already have one to show you next year. So here I'm just taking these colors and I'm kind of blending them together. They're not really blendable colors per se, but I'm doing my best to try to create, like a colorful mermaid tail. If you really wanted to go that extra mile, you could take the colors and kind of dab them, like just around on the scales and shade it differently to where it kind of looks like she's more round, but I just kind of did what I did. And so then I go ahead and take those same colors and just kind of blend out her tail in the same fashion. I don't know. I've been wanting to do Mermaid in this color for quite a while, so finally I did it. I also did a fairy card, but that fairy card took about 3, maybe more hours. So I don't think that I will be doing a video of that, but if you do want to see it, my Instagram where I have all my cards and everything that I do is what is it? I think it's crazy.crafty.lady. Let me look. Hopefully you can't hear my washing machine. It's on the other side of the wall. Okay, yeah. Crazy.crafty.lady. So if you are interested in seeing projects that I do that I may not actually show a video on, go follow me. So here I'm taking, I think it's, E57, E59, and I'm just doing her hair. And I'm not one of those Copic people that knows how to color hair perfectly where you can see the shine and everything. So luckily with this mermaid, she has individual strands on her hair as far as the stamp goes. So I just basically alternated between these two different browns to color her hair to give it some kind of dimension. It's better than, I guess, coloring it all the same color. So that's what I did. But yeah, I am super excited to be doing cards. Like, you guys have no idea. Well, I guess, see, I've been doing Christmas projects since August, so it's time to move on. I'm hoping you guys all had a wonderful Christmas / Hanukkah / holiday, whichever you celebrate. Yeah, now it's time to take all the decorations down. How fun is that going to be? Especially as we put up lights outside, we put up lights inside, we decorate it like crazy. See, it's fun when you're putting it up. It's just when you're taking it down, you're like, oh, Lord have mercy, help me. So yeah, just keep coloring her hair and the strands. And then at the top of her head, since it didn't really have those strands, I kind of did what other people do. Kind of, I don't know, I tried to leave like streaks or whatever. I did go in there with the E55 just to give it a base color. And then I went around it with the E59 and then kind of just put like slash marks, I guess, through her hair. I just wanted to give it a little dimension and not be just one color and then the rest of the hair be strands of different colors. That just wouldn't look right. So for her skin, I'm using E50, E51, and E53. And you will see later in the video, her skin's messed up. And it happened in my last card, and I don't know what happened. I've been using my, like, liquid mask stuff, and somehow on both of the cards in the exact same area, the colors that I used for the background scene bled through on their skin tone area. So I guess if you're going to do this card, don't be like me, don't use liquid masking fluid. I would just use a paper mask. I used it because her hair is like strandy, so I didn't feel like cutting a mask out with that, but I might just cut in the future using this. I'll probably just cut a mask out for her body and most of her head, and then for the strands of hair I'll use the masking fluid because I didn't have any area or issues there. But I was like, really? So both of the cards are like that. And then I used those same blue and green colors on her headband. Oh my gosh, I really think we can hear my washing machine. And this is the drawing gum that I usually use. And if you're going to use this, do not use a paintbrush that you favor. Like, use one of your crappy ones that you get in like a cheap Crayola watercolor set or something like that. Don't use a good one because it will ruin it. And I didn't show you putting everything on the whole thing because it took a while, but I'm using Baked Brown Sugar Stampin' Up! Ink to do the sandy area at the bottom. I used it for the sand stamp that you'll see here in a second, and then as I'm blending with my picket fence brushes, I'm using the same color. And my stamping was not perfect on this sandy area, like it wasn't even, but it really doesn't matter considering all the blending that I do with the blues. So if your stamping is like mine and it's not perfect, oh well, just wing it. It works out in the end. This card though did make me mad. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was getting a little hostile because not only was her skin like blue, I guess was too aggressive with the eraser, the adhesive eraser, and so the paper started peeling. So I was just like, oh well, it's a card. It still looks overall pretty good, so we're just gonna go with it. And so here I'm just using the blender brushes, like I said, with the Baked Brown Sugar. I think that's a retired color. Any tan color, really. I just didn't have a distress ink that I liked to be sand. So now the sand is done, and I'm using these three colors for the background. Tumbled Glass, Chipped Sapphire, and Mermaid Lagoon from Distress. It's not the oxide, it's just the regular Distress. Though on Black Friday, I pretty much ordered every single color of oxide inks. So stay tuned for me playing around with those. I bought so much on Black Friday. I was going to do a Black Friday haul video for you guys, but I was like, they probably do not care what I got on Black Friday. And when I say I got a lot, I'm not going to tell you a dollar amount because I feel like, I don't know, I'm not going to tell you a dollar amount just because, you know, number one, I don't want to seem like braggy, like, oh, I spent this much on Black Friday. And two, it's just, I mean, who cares? Anyways, let's just say I ordered from probably 10 companies, and I ordered a lot. But I haven't, like, I've been on a break for a while from stamping, so I figured since I liked a lot of the stamp sets everybody had out there, I might as well take advantage of the deal and just get it when it's on sale. So I ordered a lot. But I was like, they probably don't care. Like, I know y'all like Michael's hauls and Tuesday morning hauls because it's like, those are the deals. You can go out to the store immediately and get it, like if you see something you like. But with these types of things, I don't think you guys care. So if you do want to see a haul, let me know and I'll do one. But I don't want to do one and then nobody watch it because it's a lot. So basically here I'm taking the Chipped Sapphire and I'm doing the bottom mostly because I wanted it to seem like she's in the bottom of the ocean near the floor, but there was kind of like out in the distance, like some coral reefs or something. You know how it can give off that dark effect in the back, like in the far background? That's kind of what I was doing. So with the Chipped Sapphire, I did the bottom of the ocean and then kind of up on the left side of the card really high to give it the illusion that there's like something over there in the back. I don't know. Am I even making sense? And then I just used Mermaid Lagoon as like the middle tone color, and then the, what is it, Broken Glass, Sea Glass? I don't know. I forgot already. The lightest color for like the light coming down in the ocean. I don't know. It was a scene I had in my head and I went with it. My husband liked it, so that's good. And he's not a card maker or crafty in any sense, so if I impressed him, that's good. And basically in this, I'm just kind of messing around, just perfecting it how I want it. That might be why my mermaid's back is messed up. I'm still a little salty about that. Because the card's like perfect in every way except for her back and where I was going too aggressively with the glue eraser. Oh well, I bought a ton of underwater sea life stamps, so I'll have plenty of time to perfect this. Like, I love mermaids, fairies, and unicorns. I'm a girl that dresses in all black, tattoos, piercings, stuff like that. But for some reason, I love my mermaids, unicorns, and fairies. And for the seaweed, I am using Gumball Green by Stampin' Up. And it's just a seaweed stamp that comes in the stamp set. But yeah, my husband's always calling me an enigma. And then I'm using the Stamp-A-Majig by Stampin' Up. It is retired and I don't think is no longer sold, but plenty of companies have tools like this, so you can just buy any one. But yeah, he doesn't understand me. He's like, you love black and like all this dark stuff, but for some reason, like I have like this girly side of crafting and fairies and mermaids and all that. I'm like, just take me as I am. So I wanted to use the Stamp-A-Majig because since I have like so many layers of the background scene in there, I wanted to make sure that it was dark enough to be seen. So on a couple of the stamps, I just went ahead and stamped it twice. I couldn't really stamp it twice on the other side of the card because the paper would move after I stamped it once. So I didn't, because that happened to me on the first card, and so then it was like kind of double stamped, like where you could tell that it was not stamped in the right place the second time. So I just used my clear plastic that comes with the Stamp-A-Majig just to figure out where I wanted the stamp and just stamped it once. And then here I'm just taking the stamp and just going buck wild with it, just adding seaweed everywhere. I did buy a treasure chest stamp set, and I want to use that with the mermaid too. Like, I'm about to have some fun with this mermaid. I hope you guys like mermaids, because you about to be watching some mermaid cards. And here I'm just taking some paper. So you can see my treasure chest stamp there. I was testing it out after I got it. But I'm masking it off a little bit because I'm doing some water splashes because Tim Holtz Distress inks react to water. So I wanted to kind of give the illusion of bubbles under the sea. Like, I don't know, maybe she was swimming really fast and created some bubbles, or maybe she sneezed. I don't know. And then I realized I had too many bubbles and I wanted more control, so I just took the little dauber. It's like the Tim Holtz Distress sprayer or whatever they call it. And I'm just taking the nozzle and kind of placing the dots where I want them. That way I have a little more control. I did not want them to hit that seaweed. Do not let it hit your seaweed if you're like me and are a dum-dum. Like, stamp your seaweed after. Because if you stamp it before, then it'll make your seaweed bleed because that is a dye ink and will also move. So like I said, I didn't like how there was so many large bubbles in the same spot, so I did take my distress inks and went over it again, and it smoothed it out some, and it, in the end, you'll see that it looks better, because I was like, this is too many bubbles. Like, I don't know what she's doing underwater. She might have been passing gas or something, I don't know. But, so, if that happens to you, just take your ink and just go over it again, and it'll be fine. And here's where her back's looking all crazy. I didn't show you the whole thing of me getting the, whatever this is, the gum off, because that would be boring. But I did show you part of it just to see how I do it. These are called adhesive erasers or something like that. Some people, like Christina Warner, I think she uses her finger. It hurts my finger for some reason when I do it, so I just use the eraser. It works the same, so whichever one you prefer. And the reason, like, I wanted some of the seaweed behind her, and then I wanted some on top of her almost, because I wanted it to seem like she's just kind of weaving in and out of all the seaweed and stuff like that. I guess I showed you a lot. Okay, there we go. I was like, I guess I showed you a lot more than I thought I did of the erasing of the gum. But yeah, I did try to take my markers and go over her back again to see if I could like blend any of it out, but it didn't work. But whoever I give it to, they're not going to really probably pay much attention to it. I'm just me. I'm a perfectionist that has issues, I guess. And so here's my little naked brush. It has like no bristles whatsoever. They're like the size of a millimeter. And I just take that and dip it into my distress inks. That way I can kind of color around her. Because sometimes when you use any type of mask, you might go over the line too much, and so then it's masked off parts that you didn't want. So I just kind of fill those areas in, that way it blends in. There's no stark white pieces of paper. And so here I'm using Island Indigo for the sentiment on the front of the card. And I think I'm using, yeah, Have a Magical Birthday. I think that's the stamp. On my original card, I had the smaller mermaid I had stamped it where I'm about to put the sentiment, but there was just no way for me to have her and the sentiment on the card without it, like together, without it looking stupid. So I just basically covered her up and decided that she was not going to be on the card. So I'm just using, I have several die cutting machines, and this one just sits on my desk, and it's really handy for like sentiment things like this. So I just use that. Like, I love that machine. I'm thinking about buying like 8 of them as backups for if this one ever dies and they just stop making it, because I love it that much. And I go back and try to fix her again. I've tried fixing her like 10 times. It was really bothering me. And so I'm taking the 3M dimensional tape and just popping that up on my card. And I did put a sentiment on the inside, which I didn't show, but it's with the same ink and same stamp set. And here I'm taking some pretty pink posh water droplet things. I don't know what they're actually called, but they're like, they look like water droplets to me. And I'm just putting 3 around the sentiment just to give it kind of like the bubbly feel of the underwater scene. And that is my card. Oh, wait. Nope, I had to add Wink of Stella, you know me. I have to add my sparkle and shine on every card. Like, did I really make it? Like, if I don't put a Wink of Stella on the card, is it really me that did the card? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did like it, like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you like it. And let me know if you want to see the haul from Black Friday. I'll do it. It's a lot. Just warning you now. But let me know and I'll go ahead and do it. But yeah, totally like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. And here's the other card that I did. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.